Well, according to Pakistani government, the Iranian delegation has flown out of Pakistan. Once again, the Iranian delegation has flown out of Pakistan. This is the latest that we are getting in our newsroom at this hour. We do understand that Araghchi, who's the foreign minister of Iran, was in Pakistan. He held a meeting with the Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif. He also held a meeting with the Foreign Minister of Pakistan and the Army Chief, Asim Munir. He was present in that meeting. Now we understand that Araghchi has left Pakistan. He's set to go to Oman to have a series of talks which are planned or scheduled ahead of the US talks. And we do not understand why the Iranian delegation has left Pakistan, but this is the information that we are receiving at this hour. And as it stands, the foreign minister of Iran, that is Abbas Araghchi, was in Pakistan today. He held a meeting with the Prime Minister of Pakistan. In that meeting, the foreign minister of Pakistan, that is Ishaq Dar, and the Army Chief, Asim Munir, were present in that meeting. And now, the foreign minister has left. Boutaleb is our guest. He's in Morocco. Boutaleb, you are just making a point, but just before I ask you my next question, what do you assess or what do you feel about this latest development now that we understand that the Iranian delegation, which is primarily the foreign minister of Iran, Abbas Araghchi, he was in Pakistan a few hours ago, is now left, and I believe he's headed to Oman. Your quick assessment of this latest development before I ask you the next question.
Well, it is just within the negotiation process. I think Oman is an important stakeholder in the Hormuz Strait, and now maybe they want further implication in the negotiations. And Abbas Araghchi has to fly himself there, to travel there, to address the needs of this close country that has an interesting positioning toward Iran. So yes, maybe this is to be read through the lens of this negotiations process, and maybe Oman has a concrete proposal, because Oman is also really close, very close to the United States, to the United Kingdom. So this might be the one of the news related to the process of negotiations. It won't be only on the hand of Pakistan. What we can conclude.
Boutaleb, finally, let's go back to the discussion that we're having, who is really running Iran. And we've not talked about the president, Masoud Pezeshkian. He has always been in the back burner. He's not been seen in the public fray for quite a while now. Why is he not being considered, even in these talks, to break the deadlock very quickly?
Very quickly, in 1979, having an elected president was one of the main demand of the demonstrators. So it is just a cosmetic measure took by former Supreme Guide Khomeini, Ruhollah Khomeini, to calm down the protesters in 1979 and 1980. So it's a relic of this revolution of late 70s. It has never been really a concrete, strong position within the regime, except if when it was held by Ali Khamenei, who was using it as the successor of Khomeini. It was a position of heir. So once Khamenei took in charge in 1989, this president position was just used for the narrative with foreign media in internal matters. Everyone in Iran knows it is an empty position, and most of the powers are held by the Supreme Guide. That's it. So the Iranians are very strong in mastering the narrative, and they make people think for almost 40 years that there was an elected actual president in Iran. There was never. He has not even the powers of a prime minister, of a weak prime minister in some presidential countries, presidential system countries. So just to make sure, just to insist on that, Masoud Pezeshkian is here for the play to make the international opinion think that Iran is a democratic regime with complex structure. But in fact, it is very simple. It's an authoritarian dictatorship held by clerics with a supreme guide that holds most of the powers. And now it's becoming hereditary power dictatorship. So definitely we are, the Masoud Pezeshkian will be, but he might be also targeted by the Americans in case things last too long. He could be presented as a trophy for international media in case Iran, I would say, takes too long to give an alternative proposal. But the blockade now held by the United States is giving first results. The fuel, there is a crisis in terms of fuel. There are no refineries or very few infrastructures, quite weak infrastructure to refine oil. This is typical for the global south exporting oil countries because it's more interesting to buy from outside. So they don't even bother themselves investing in refineries. But Iran should have done so because they are at war with the Western countries. So this is a sign that they were lacking vision. They are not that smart. They want people to think they are smart, but they are not that smart. Again, I want to stress on that. Even Saddam Hussein regime in the 1991 and 1998, he has faced 2 times American bombings, very heavy, and they stood still. What made the regime of Saddam Hussein fall was a ground invasion. For Iran, it's very complicated for the simple reason is that it's 4 times bigger than the size of Iraq. So it's very hard for the United States to conduct such invasion. That's the only aspect they have, and this is not because of the wisdom and smart and the intelligence and whatever you call it for the regime. It's just the geographical factor that they inherit from their ancestors. So, yeah, carry on.
Bouchaleb, thank you very much for your time and for talking to us, and thank you for your insights. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
All right, so this is the latest development that we are receiving in our newsroom at this hour. And the Foreign Minister of Iran, Abbas Araghchi, who was in Pakistan and held a meeting with the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Asim Munir and Ishaq Dar, has left the country, and we believe he's headed to Oman. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei says no meeting is planned to take place between Iran and the United States. Iran's observations will be conveyed to Pakistan. That is the latest.